Okay. Yeah, so I was just saying we should go ahead and do brief introductions. It's just what I think it's like 8 people on the call. We all know each other, but it doesn't hurt to just reintroduce. So I'm gonna start with myself. Biddy, Bridget, Casper, however you want to put it. I was in UB from 1998 to, I actually left in 2001, not 2000, not 2000. You know, I took a gap year or something, and then I came back and then I wrapped up. And right now I'm in Maryland. I'm a practicing clinical pharmacist at University of Maryland.
Okay, should I go next? Okay, my name is Julius Ngwenson. Nice to see everyone here. I was at UB second batch 93 to 96, and then first batch 96 to 98, and then assisting with lecturing all the way to 2001 before I left. So I finished my terminal degree at the University of North Dakota. So I'm a faculty, and also I'm a full-time pastor right now. So that means my plate is full. Yeah, okay. That's just all about me for now.
All right, who's next? Leonard?
Yes, my name is Leonard Naidong. I was in UB 1998, 2001. After that, I taught a little bit, I think for close to a year in Cameroon before coming to the US. And so I was in Toledo and then Atlanta and then Florida. I'm now in Oklahoma. I'm a scientist, I would say. I mean, we're all scientists, but in terms of what I do, I'm an R&D scientist at a refining company.
Thank you.
I'll just follow Leonard, since we're just from the same batch. My name is Walters Atemking. This is my first time getting together in this meeting. So, but I also, like Leonard, was in UB. We basically classmates from 98 to 2001. Had a similar path. Also taught in Cameroon for a few months. Taught at the same place actually. And then came over. I went to University of North Dakota with Julius. So I got my master's there and decided to switch careers. And right now I am a financial services professional, working with a big firm in the country called New York Life. So I deal with money now. So that is, I currently live in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, and that's where the money is. Well, is it Ben Bernanke? Who lives in Omaha again?
Oh, that's Buffett.
Oh, Buffett. Yeah, the
Warren
money.
Buffett.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say we're neighbors, but I'll be lying.
That's nice. Okay. Edwin, are you there?
Okay.
Did we lose somebody?
All right, if Edwin is not coming up, I'm just gonna go next. My name is Simon Asange. I was in UB from 2005 to 2008. After that, I taught chemistry with the Catholic Mission in Cameroon before I moved to Bangkok. I moved here, I switched a little. I did a master's in education, and I'm currently wrapping up my PhD in educational administration. But I am a chemistry teacher at a high school here in Bangkok. So that's just me.
Nice. And if I may ask, is this the same Simon Efange I know or another one?
I have been asking myself, is this the Bridget I know? And I was gonna talk to you later though, but I
Anyway.
guess, yeah.
Catch up after the meeting. Okay. Is there anybody else on the call?
Yeah, sorry, I just had issues with my laptop, so I had to switch to my phone.
Okay.
Are we still doing the intros?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I'm Edwin Tanjua, based in the UK, Middlesbrough. I was in UB from 99 to 2002, and currently lead a team of bid managers in a research and technology organization.
Thank you, everybody. Is there anybody else? Let me see.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody. Just realized I'm probably the youngest in the call. I'm Kennedy Taba from was in UB from 2013 to 2016.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
great.
it's my first time.
There's the baby.
Yeah, I joined the WhatsApp group, and then I saw the information about the Zoom call, so I just decided to join in. So I did a master's in chemical nanoengineering Erasmus from 2018 to 2020, but now I'm in Barcelona doing a PhD in materials and nanotechnology. So I'm in the second year now.
interesting. So no
Good
more.
luck, Walters.
When they look at us, they're like dinosaurs. They don't want to join us. So I'm glad that you're not scared of dinosaurs. So it's a good thing. And you're bringing in
all right. I am Dieudonné Tanwe. I was in UB from 2006 to 2011. Then I left. I worked with the colleague mission for some time, and I'm presently in South Korea, wrapping up with a PhD in analytical chemistry. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone else? I think that's it, right? Yeah, I think we got everybody. So we're just gonna move on with the minutes of our last meeting. Julius, is that something you want to do? Or you want me to do it?
Well, I think Edwin wrote the minutes, right? He can best.
That's true. I'm sorry, Edwin. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I need to try and find the minutes. Just a minute.
And please, I hope you're taking minutes again today. And thank you so much for just doing it last time without anybody, saying anything.
I know.
A different proactiveness. So
yeah, I just thought it would have been useful to let the others know
that was
what was discussed. Okay.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, just give like a technical summary.
Yeah. So the first point, we discussed the update of our initiative, which is around trying to build capacity and capability at the department. So basically something that can help promote R&D, but as well upskill the students, bring more industrially relevant skills closer to them. So we had an update from Madam Foba, or Professor Foba, about the project. So it went well. They produced quite a considerable quantity of sanitary products that were distributed to various centers in Fako and other parts of the regions. So I think the key action that we were awaiting from Professor Forba was a summary report for that phase of the project. There was still some money left from the fundraising drive that we did, around 3,155. We discussed options that we could use to spend that money for. I think Forba suggested that there was a need for enhancing analytical capability at the department, specifically something that could support elemental and ion analysis. We had a discussion and thought atomic absorption spectroscopy could be a good capability to acquire for the department, considering the cost wasn't so high. But I think we also agreed that potentiometers could be something that we could get in the short term. And then there was an action on Nyandong and myself to amend the constitution to include benefits for members, so it was more clear what members could get out of the engagement in the forum. And then there was a suggestion that we try and build a strong alumni basis in Cameroon by either getting some of our colleagues, to be based at the university, or get some current lecturers who are part of the alumni to do the job there for us in trying to, motivate the current students so that when they leave, they're more inclined to join us and be active. It was also suggested that we consider having annual reunions to try and boost participation. There was an appeal from Dr. Chong Wine for chemical engineers or chemists who could help support with the teaching endeavors at the University of Bamenda. And I think one of us was meant to get in touch with him after that. I think that was Dr. Ngole Masango. I think that was it, really. Any major thing that I missed?
Thank you so much, Edwin. I think you covered it, although we still have it posted online for, let's say, the new people who just joined, if they really want to go read in details what we talked about. I can repost it because I think this was posted before a lot of people joined, so we can always repost it. So let's just move on to matters arising from this minutes. And the first thing will be, I think we were supposed to hear from the department what they really needed right away that could fit in that budget of roughly £3,000. And Forba was supposed to give us that information. I haven't heard from her. So, which means that is still hanging in the air, because apparently we just have to hear from them and find something that fits in that budget so that we can use that up and then go from there.
I think she, in the last meeting, she suggested going for any electrochemical analysis equipment that would probably cost in the region of 3,000 K or less.
Yeah.
So
And Dr. Masango also said something in that line, right?
Yes.
So then maybe the best thing could be somebody to come up with specific proposals that fit those criteria. That, okay, these are the specific things that would serve the department for us to go ahead and buy.
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was thinking, because if we wanted, and they are 1%, let's say with a hack, they can say, oh, we just want this from hack, and know exactly what it, just don't want to go buy of something based on generalized information. It may not work out well for them, because we're really trying to avoid not assuming what they need. We really want to hear, this is what we really need. And if possible, if they can, bring it down to the manufacturer and stuff like that, that will really help.
So I think that the missing link is that we have to communicate with them to tell them to actually give us a specific link that we can go online and see what they want.
Okay.
I was thinking that because we have maybe analytical chemists in the alumni group as well, who are versed with some of these equipments, they might be able to help us, source something that would be reliable and also meet the need. Because I think Ma broadly provided what they need. So if we have analytical chemists in the house, then they can maybe go from there. What equipment would provide the best electrochemical analysis at low cost, and then we just source that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah. Okay. So can we put it this way? Tanwe is online and he's an analytical chemist. Could we give that responsibility to him to work with Madame Foba and come up with something specific and just present it to the group? Would that work?
I also think I think Madame Foba mentioned that there were some new faculty that were going to benefit from those equipments. Meaning, I mean, they had specific things that they wanted to do. Because you really have to clear what you want, what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think I followed the meeting, the YouTube link that was posted on the group, and she spoke of a potential start.
Oh, you are on mute. Okay, he went on mute unconsciously, I guess.
Who was that?
Yeah, the analytical chemistry man.
Is that Tanwi?
Yeah, from South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not possible to unmute somebody. He has to unmute himself.
Okay.
I think the key really, to me, in my opinion, the key is that the people that need these things need to provide some specs, right?
Yeah.
In terms of what they need.
To meet the needs of the people, because there will be no need buying something that maybe it will be difficult to have the electrodes, so the machine will just be there. So maybe we'll discuss with them, know the kind of experiments they really want to do. Then we get a potential start in that line and maybe get some few electrodes, reusable electrodes that can stay along the department. So I think that's what I can propose.
Yeah, who's speaking, please?
Tanya.
Oh, that. Okay. I thought it was somebody else. All right. Yeah, really important. I don't know if you guys know, I used to do Sigma Aldrich and Fisher Scientific to Cameroon at some point, and there is no way I'm going to go off and buy anything for anybody without the specifications. They should go online, find it, give us the link and say, this is exactly what I need, because you'll be amazed that if you just try to make an assumption, it's going to backfire. So they have to tell us exactly what they need. They can give us a list of 5 things, and out of those 5, narrow it down and find something that meets our budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea was for Tanwe to head that project, if we want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tanwe, will you be able to head that project?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I can try to talk with them and we get the necessary information. Then I bring it back to the group and we try to see what to do with it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I see Eric joined from Pennsylvania, Eric Time, and I think another person joined that I'm sure that I know the name. I see a Techno Pop for Air. I wonder who that is. If they can please just briefly pop in and say hi, that would be great.
Yeah, sorry, that Technopop for you had to be muted because there was some noise from your environment. So please unmute yourself before speaking. It looks like she's trying to have fun or something.
Okay. Oh, Eric is not even on. He's just on video. He's not on. I don't see him on speaker. Okay. All right, while they are trying to do that, more matters arising from the minute. So we've taken care of the funds. So we are done with that part. What else?
I think there was the constitution that needed updating, which's been done. Maybe we want to follow up from that with discussion on whether we adopt it or give a bit more time for people to go through.
Okay, so if we're following our agenda, so we'll finish the matters arising from the minutes, so the constitution was revised per the request of the House by Leonard and Edwin. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate that. But if there is any new business, anything else that we want to talk about, or we should just go the constitutional review.
I think we just go to the constitution.
Okay, let's go. How do you guys propose we should do it? Do we need to just look at the different articles, different sections, because we're definitely not going to do it line by line, except you guys have the time. So Julius, I will have you share your screen. Maybe you can just put it on here and, we look at key points and we post. And we're hoping that everybody would have taken a look at it at this time. And if they had questions, so I don't know if everybody got the chance to read it, find anything problematic, any concerns or anything with it.
Yeah, hopefully everybody took some time to at least browse through it. If I may just read the titles through before we continue. Yeah, just the titles. I'm not going into any detail. So UBChem Alumni Association Constitution. Article 1 has to do with the association name and definition. Section 1, the name. Section 2, the definitions. Article 2 has to do with association, vision, mission, goals, membership benefits, and objectives. Section 1, authority of the association. Section 2, incorporation and tax status. Article 3 has to do with association, composition, and membership. Section 1, composition. Section 2, membership. Section 3, membership fees. Section 4, membership fora and meetings. Article 4 has to do with association organs. Section 1, board of directors, powers and duties. Section 2, board of directors membership. Article 5 has to do with the executive members of the board of directors. Section 1, executive officers. Section 2, president. Section 3, vice president. Section 4, secretary. Section 5, vice secretary. Section 6, treasurer. Section 7, public relations officer. Section 8, vice public relations officer. Article 6, association nominations and elections to board of directors. Section 1, nominating committee for executive members. Section 2, elections. Article 7, association terms of office. Section 1, board of directors, executive committee officers. Section 2, inability to serve or vacancy. Section 3, extending the term for executives. Section 4, removal of board member and or officer. Then Article 8, association official year. I think this year, Article 9, association meetings. Section 1, number of meetings. Section 2, agenda items. Section 3, establishing quorum. Section 4, procedures. Article 10, amendments to the Constitution. Section 1, effective date. Section 2, amendments. So that is it. Back to you, Didi.
Okay, so concerns as of this point, we are just going to delve into the election. Okay, I don't hear any concerns. I see, so Eric is on, who joined again? I see Eric, I see nobody. Okay, no, Jude.
Yeah, Jude Beto.
Yeah. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Good, good, good. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're glad to have you.
Oh, good, good, good.
Okay.
A little bit late, but I had to still chime in.
Yes, yes. We're glad to have you. Is Jude there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. I also joined in late, so I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. I think this is the first time we're seeing you. Can you just give us a brief introduction?
Yeah, my name is Beto Jude, and I'm a PhD student at the University of Boya, and I study chemistry. So I just hope I'm going to benefit from this alumni association and to learn from each and everyone as my seniors from here. So thanks very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Eric, we know you, but you can just still introduce yourself.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, this is Eric Tayim, fourth batch, graduated in 1998 and in 2000. So I'm here in PA, Pennsylvania, United States. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So we are not, it's not a lot of people on this call. We would have loved to have some committee to run the elections. Julius, what do you think? Or we just nominate one person to run it, or and then we have nominations and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think that we can go that route. Just have one person. For a start, this is the first one. We just do it like that.
Okay. So anybody wants to volunteer to run the elections, call for nominations, count votes, and all that stuff?
Before we go
I
into,
have a
before we go into that, should we list all the positions that we want to fill first?
Yes, that would be great.
can I make a suggestion, please?
Okay.
Why don't we take the elections and do it in the forum, so we give more options for others who might have wanted to be here today but couldn't for various reasons to participate. So we could request, I'm happy to run it in the house, we could request nominations and then give time for people to vote in the forum.
Julius, what do you think? What do other people think?
Yeah, I mean, I also had a suggestion, which is something that I might not be able to do, but to have it like some kind of electronic, like create some online thing where people can just vote online. Once we have
a monkey kind of thing. Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah. But in the Constitution, how did we say we were gonna vote? Anybody remembers if there is an article for that?
Yes, there should be.
Yeah, I think we came across. There was one. There was one on voting here.
I just want to. I know usually we have to establish a quorum, which is sufficient enough to be able to provide like a minimal amount of potential members, and to really like do like a representation of the body. I think clearly there are just too few people on this forum right now. So the whole idea of voting right now should be a concern. And usually second voting, I think secret ballot is usually the preferred way. I don't know if it matters, but if we can do it as closest to that as possible, that will really be appreciated.
So the question I want to ask is, we want to take it to the general forum. We just see all those numbers there. How many people on that forum are committed to this thing?
Yeah, and that's where I was gonna go, because if we look at the general forum, how many people are there? And we want people who are making, because if we are gonna vote leader or facilitator, we should be able, it's not an emotional thing to just come, put in numbers and just disappear. But if we have, let's say, 40 people on the forum, and each time we have a meeting, we're always around 10, 12. What is the point of going to the forum and giving them an opportunity to vote when they don't even know what we're talking about?
I mean, if I could come in, I would say that this meeting today, we have more participants than last time, which is a plus. I think we're trying to run an association that relies on participation from a wider group. So we need to try and apply measures that we can use to bring in more people. And I think if we allow more people to participate, by doing it on the forum or through other means that increases participation, then it helps increase their commitment as well to the group. So this is just the second meeting we're having. We have over 12 people today. Last time, I think we had 8. So we have to give time for others to come on board. I'm sure there will be a few people who were here last time and who could make it today, who might want to participate. So if we run the elections now, we'll be excluding them, which in my opinion, it's not the best way to go about it, because we need to try and bring many people as possible with us.
if I may add to the point Edwin just made, in every organization, you're going to have people who they're silent participants. You know, there are people that are in the background. They're following what's going on. When it's time for contribution, especially like in a project, they're willing participants and stuff like that, but they just don't. They may not be able to always attend the meetings or present themselves. So they're in the background following things and they like what's going on and they want to participate. So just to add to that point, it will be good to at least acknowledge that. And so I think in addition to just giving time for more people to get used to that we are meeting this way and coming on, try to also do some of those things online as much as possible, like in the forum, and allow people to participate that way. So just my 2 cents. Thank you.
Okay, great suggestion. So anybody else has something to chip in?
Just quickly before anybody says anything, the voting thing is in Article 6 right here. Association nominations and elections to Board of Directors. Nominating committee for executive officers. GA is the General Assembly right there. And then the elections, each nominee shall be considered individually by the General Assembly. Each nominee shall be voted on by secret or open voice or hand individual ballots. Election shall occur if a nominee receives a simple majority of votes cast. A slate may be recommended by the nomination committee but shall not be binding upon the board. So that's basically all that it says about elections.
Okay.
So that gives flexibility.
That's flexible enough. So anybody else has something to chip in?
Well, I was just going to say that at this point in time, I would suggest that we just have a caretaker committee that's going to run the affairs for a while, because it's a little too early to go in for an election, because was he trying to get people on board? We could just have a bunch of people that would opt to run the affairs as of now while we're trying to put everything together. But to go in for an election today, it's a little out of the box. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think we've had a kind of ad hoc committee already for the past over 2 years, which included BD, Julius, myself, and a host of others. So I think we're trying to take a step forward, to have a structure that can really help us push things ahead. But I take your point that we need to bring more people on board.
So we are agreeing that to bring more people on board means to take the elections to the general forum.
Yes, and I think I'm happy to run it in the general forum.
Okay. Yeah,
so if the same, then
sorry, BD, you can go ahead.
If we're all on the same page, we can, just let Edwin proceed with that. But we can at least agree on the structure. So we're gonna have a call for nominations, and then we're gonna have like a Survey Monkey kind of question. We'll post it there, and then we'll do secret ballot if that's what you guys want.
Yes, I was thinking that is point number 2. Point number 1, let us begin first by making a list of all the positions that we need to fill.
Okay.
The one thing that I wanted to say is the following. I feel like we still have plenty of room to do some things in terms of engaging people. Personally, I think I can do more in terms of engaging our classmates and people that we know should be part of this association, and also are potentially willing to join. So I just feel like there's something that we can do in that arena to create more engagement.
Basically, you're supporting the earlier point from, I think, was it Eric?
What was the point?
That we should give a bit more time to engage and bring people on board.
I'm not only thinking about more time, maybe more channels. I mean, there are people that we know and we need to talk to them, right? And kind of engage them beyond just, us just living it right, If they want to join.
If I may, from what I understand Leonard saying, I don't, maybe Leonard is calling for each and every one of us to try to see if we can reach out to other folks that are not in this forum, but or we think that they should be, and I guess some sort of a sensitization to get them to join us. Is that, Leonard, is that kind of what you're saying?
Exactly. You know how to interpret me.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Let's say for this meeting, I did not invite people individually. For the last meeting, everybody on that forum, I reached out to them with a personal note. I
That
sent
was
them.
great.
Yeah.
Applaud for that.
The link.
Didi, thank you again for
Thanks
that.
for that.
I did see that, and sorry that I did not respond, but I noted it. I put it on my calendar, so it worked.
Everyone, I invited them personally, like, please come to this meeting. I was a little bit disappointed that most of them never showed up, but we're not giving up on anybody, so we'll keep doing that.
That was a great effort, and at least a couple showed up.
Yes. So I know at some point I had a list of, people who've gone through the department. I think Ma Foba has a list that she shared with me when we still had the Yahoo email group. And some people were like, oh, they don't want to share their information. I don't know why, because most times, I don't know about Cameroon, there's really no privacy. If I go online, I want to find anybody, I'm going to find them. But we're not doing anything bad with the information. We're just trying to build our alumni association. So we can still ask from the department for contact information, and we can reach out to people. I'm sure that between 98 or whatever year they started the chemistry department in UB. What year was that? I wasn't there. The first batch.
93.
Okay, 93. Till now, a ton of people have gone through that department. And it would be amazing to have, if we're not having even just 50%, it's a lot, it's a big number to have all of them in one, forum. That will be wonderful, and we can do great things, bringing everybody together in that way. So yeah, let's not relent in that effort. Let's find ways to reach out to people, friends, family. I have a couple of my own personal friends and family, and I do reach out to them. They haven't shown up to the meeting, but hopefully they will come at some point. So yes, let's keep doing that. And yes.
Yeah, I have a suggestion. When I think this is coming a little late when we're just discussing about this constitution, about the authority of this association. Will it be okay if we add here that this is going to be the voice of the alumni to the department?
What do you guys think?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah, this should be the voice. If the alumni want to say anything to the department, it will be through this association. If the department wants to say anything to the alumni, it should be through this association.
That sounds like a great addition.
That's logical.
Yep. So Edwin, the updated copy, let's just have that included, please.
Okay. Do you just want to add it since you have it open at the moment, and then share it with me, if you don't mind?
Okay.
Thank you.
This association is autonomous and will set its own standard operating procedures for operation. this association shall be the channel of communication with the department, with the chemistry department, or Department of Chemistry. Which one is more prevalent here?
I think it's the Department of Chemistry.
Okay. Yeah, so that was the little addition I wanted to.
Julius, when you first made the point, you used the word voice. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Yes, so so voice is a little bit one way. That is, we speaking to them. We also have to make it such a way that they too know that they too can speak to us, but through this channel. You know, communication is two ways, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody okay with channel as opposed to voice?
Association.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think an edit to include the department and the UBChem alumni would probably
Okay, this association should
enrich it, I think.
the channel of communication between the Department of Chemistry and, well, this association is an association of the alumni, right?
Yeah.
I think
Let's go ahead.
I see the point that he was making. So maybe we could say this body shall be, and then between the Department of Chemistry and the alumni.
Okay, so you're suggesting that we put body here.
Yeah.
Because there's some emphasis in saying that it's between the Department of Chemistry and the alumni. I think there's some emphasis there. So, and then we're talking about this specific body being that channel. So
the channel of communication between the Department of Chemistry. Okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
How about the official channel of communication? The official channel of communication between the Department of Chemistry and the UBChem alumni. Perfect.
Yeah, that works.
So in other words, since we have agreed with Tanwe to discuss with Madam Foba about the specific needs for analytical chem, now he becomes our official voice.
Sure.
Okay, so maybe the next step now is to agree on the offices that we need to fill out. Then we start to put that down.
They're the ones in the Constitution, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we're filling all the positions in the Constitution. That's my assumption. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay, so then there may be no point doing that. Since you are going to run it, then you are just going to take up all of those positions, and then maybe the last thing to do is just for you to explain how you are going to run it, and we see if we can chip in one or two ideas.
Okay. So I think BD has already suggested that we would call for nominations. I think I would probably want to call for nominations position by position, because if people drop out from one, then they can be nominated into the order. So I'll start with the president, give some time for the nominations to come in, and then let people know when we're going to vote, the time frame, maybe 24 hours, and then share the monkey link and let people vote and tally the vote, announce the results and move to the next one.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, I think I like that. So, so you will start by introducing the methodology first to the forum.
Yes, I would send a message to let everyone know what's going to happen. But building on some of the suggestions from today, maybe I'll give 2 weeks from now, and just encourage members as well to try and reach out to their friends, their families, and try and bring them in before that election starts.
Okay, yeah. So maybe the methodology can include that as well. You say between now and the end of next week, within these 2 weeks, this is what we are doing. We are bringing in people. At the end of these 2 weeks, we are beginning with elections, and then once those 2 weeks go by, those who are to be added will have been added, and then at the end of those 2 weeks, we introduce the next phase. Okay, we are now getting into elections. This is how it is going to go. These are all the offices. We'll take one office at a time, and then we do the voting. Just so that everybody is clear up front what is going on.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, that works. Didi, you are on mute.
Yeah, I was just saying, in the future, I know we'll be discussing a lot around that. I think we should really try to establish an office of alumni affairs somewhere in that department. This is just conversation. We'll work on that as time progresses when we have a structure and everything, because we really need to track down people, and just the people who are currently on campus who've been there in the last 2 or 3 years. We really need to have, an office that keeps this thing. And I know all of you are in institutions that have an alumni office, and that's like the biggest backbone of whatever school or faculty or whatever we are doing. So let's just keep that in our mind, that at some point we will need space and personnel on the ground to do these things.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we discussed in the last meeting when you stepped out, BD. Yes, I think the suggestion was that we try and use the lecturers at the moment, because Ma had suggested that office space is a challenge at the department at the moment. So if we could have one of the lecturers who's also an alumni, or 2 of them, to hold the position of that office to start with, and start engaging students actively, letting them know about what we're doing. I think Nyandong as well suggested that we could maybe be providing a bit more support to the students in terms of prizes and the initiatives that we do with the department. We raise more awareness in the student community about them, so that when they leave, they're more inclined to join us as well. So, okay. So yes, so I think there was an action on Dr. Masango to reach out to the chemistry alumni who are currently lecturers at the department. So okay. I can follow up with him on that and ask him to update the house.
Yeah, and okay. I think he has done a great job, because many names have been added on the forum.
Yes, he really did a great job. I saw that. And that's really, really good.
Yeah, Bide,
Yeah.
you were talking about us having a presence on campus so as to create awareness to the current students, right? One thing that I want to suggest that could also help us to be known is if we come up, because we did this at my former institution, the University of North Dakota. We actually have a foundation there that generates a scholarship, even though we named it after one late professor who actually played a pioneering role to get a lot of students from UB into that school. For us, I think we could have like a UB alumni scholarship fund where little scholarships will be given to students, and students will know that that is coming from the UB Alumni Association, and that would really make them know about us. I don't know what we think about it. It doesn't have to be something right away, but for us to plan down the road, you know.
I think that's a great, I think that's something to think about.
That is very important, Julius. To me, I believe that should be our bare minimum. We can even get that if we ever have like an annual due, like scholarship for like the different chemistry levels, like the best overall student. I believe at the very least, that's where we start.
Yeah, and I just want to chip in something that I am. So personally, through my own years, you know, like when I count how many universities have I gone to? That's a lot of universities. Anyway, I have come to that point in my life. I think when you hit 50 and you start, you know, going at the top of the bell curve and you're going on the other side, you look back and you're like, all those pushing people to get A grades every day at the end of the day, it's a good thing, but it shouldn't be the focus. Because when I look back, going from Lords to Cas Bambali to University of Calabar to UB, University of District of Columbia, University of Maryland, it comes to a point where we need to have a little bit of shift from the grading thing, the best, you know, because we're trying to pump up people for the academics and we just forget about the leadership and other talents. So when we get to this point, we should look at the whole big picture. It's more than just the grade. It's more than just being the A student with the 4.0 GPA or whether it's 5.0 GPA. We can help these people better by looking at other things, other skills that they have, communication, leadership, and all those things. Because honestly, to be honest, when I look at my A students in secondary school and even high school, it's like they really got lost somewhere along the line. So I have seen average students just fare way better. Students who were struggling but had great leadership skills and things like that. So putting our heads together, I think we can come up with better guidelines and not focus so much on grades and stuff like that.
I think that's a very, very, very good point, BD. So essentially, there will still be scholarships, but there will be scholarships focused around building those skill sets that students need in order to succeed in the commercial and business environment. Because that's one thing that we don't learn a lot in Cameroon, but in this part of the world, students are taught that from very, very early age, from primary school and secondary school.
Yeah, because the scholarship component is what will really motivate them and really make them to be aware of us and will make them to desire to join us once they graduate.
Yes.
And I think one other suggestion from the last meeting that could help with that awareness as well was trying to get some of our alumni members who are running initiatives like the one that you're doing, BD, to just have some Zoom sessions with the students, and talk to them about those ideas, those products, to try and motivate them as well. So if we could, have that, but also maybe career orientation sessions, people could talk about their various career and how they travel the path, and any lessons that can help the students cut corners and get maybe to the top positions quicker than we did, and things like that.
And a quick idea too just came to my mind. Those of us who have private businesses, at some point, any little that you can sacrifice from your private business, we could package it as our own motivation to the students. I mean, to deserving students, in other words.
Great ideas.
But I don't understand, Julius. I don't understand your point. What are you saying?
Hello.
Okay. So then to be specific, let's use Bridget. She has a sub business among other things. So she could allocate a consignment, but okay, this consignment will be part of our package to motivate deserving students at UB. And that consignment could be used as part of our awards to deserving students.
Hello. Can I say something? Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes. I understand, but remember, we are like chemistry alumni, and what we're trying to do, we can inform the students that the fact that you are doing undergrad in chemistry doesn't mean you must end up as a chemist. But while they're in the chemistry department doing the undergrad in chemistry, we want them to be the best chemist they can be, or the best chemist student they can be. So it's true, there are many things that chemists do. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, I have a belief that chemistry is one of the core subjects that people that go through end up excelling in many other things. I've even seen like some of the biggest pastors in the world, they did chemistry in college, believe it or not. I've seen business people doing who did chemistry. But being a chemistry alumni, I just have the feeling the worst thing we can do is to start making students in the chemistry department not to really believe what they are doing is what is going to project them. We just have to encourage them to be the best at what they are doing at the moment they are doing it. Because the worst thing is to be there in chemistry department and so distracted. And then the result is that if you don't excel in the chemistry, at that stage in your life, you probably, because that chemistry should be like a gateway.
Yeah.
So in my humble opinion, I still believe one of our missions should be to make those who have decided to do chemistry be the best chemists they can be at that time. And that's why I brought in like prizes for best students. One, I believe is one of those criteria that's like, it cannot be subjective because the result speaks for itself. And it's just to motivate the rest of the students to be the best chemistry student they can be. True, we can add other prizes for leadership. But I still believe as a chemistry alumni, our goal should be to promote chemistry. Now, if we decide to do other forums to tell the students, you know what, if you are so good in this chemistry, it doesn't mean you end up being a chemist. But while you are studying, we want you to be the best chemistry student you can be. That's my point.
Yeah, I think I agree with that point 100% because anything you do in life, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, the effort, the initiative you put in, you're going to be fine. You're going to succeed doing that thing. It doesn't matter what it is. And chemistry is one of them. So again, the point that you make about it's a simple, easy way to decide, to make a determination. The best student, I mean, you don't have to do anything to determine that, but most of the other things are a little bit subjective. But I think I agree with everything that everyone has said, that we have to have, of course, the best chemistry student, and then we can think about other criteria, which we have to brainstorm about, you know, how to come up with those criteria.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree. We are Alumni Association for Chemistry. We're supposed to really help to encourage chemistry and different things. And chemistry, we know, is a central science. So it's really the foundation for a lot of different things.
Yeah, quick question to you, BD. You brought leadership. How can we assess the best student in leadership?
Well, that is more for people on the ground. They'll tell us. They know when you that will be left to people like the faculty. When they are there, they will know which student, you know, you might have that student who in the lab may not be the A student, but in the lab, the level of responsibility they take when it comes to assignments and things like that, you know, like helping others. Those are things that, like you said, is subjective, but we can reach out and find out. And honestly, I totally agree that we are promoting chemistry and it's important. I was just trying to say we should diversify a little bit and not just focus on, you know, the grades. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for that one, they will know, the teachers will know. In the faculty, they will know like who is the whatever adjective they use kind of student, focused, because there are students who may be very focused and really trying, and they might not be the brightest, but they put in the time and energy and everything, and they really want to succeed. And they organize people, they help people, they do a lot of other things that are just obvious to other people. It's not one person. So if we reach out, I believe there are students like that.
That's right. Okay, so motivation to academic excellence, motivation to leadership. What about motivation to struggling students? I mean, some people may just be able to meet up with their expectations. Others have the brains to be there, but you can clearly tell they are struggling financially.
Yes. Yeah, there are people who have to multitask a whole lot of things, you know, go out and do this. They don't have that time to focus because, oh, I have to go to Munya market and sell because I need money for taxi to come to school. And you know, they do that. And, you know, those are people that we can identify and say, you know what, we're going to give you a hand. We want you to do better. We know that if you spend more time here, you're going to accomplish this. So, but it's work in progress. We can find those people and do what the little that we can do.
So I just have a question just to see if I understand that this last point that you're making. So while we are putting in place things to promote excellence and leadership, we need to put things in place to encourage, I don't know if I'm putting it right, but encourage somebody that's struggling, I guess, to struggle. I don't know.
No, it's more like I've seen people say, oh, they're going to give something to the most needy student. And to me, that is a no personally, because when you start calling a student needy, you're just shoving them under a carpet. You're worried. Yeah, you're putting something over them that they will never get over it. You know, they see themselves as the weakest link, the poorest, the most needy. So yes, technically it's a needy student, but we don't want to call them needy. We don't want them to feel that way, because you tag them for something that never really leaves them.
So help me understand that what the suggestion was to do with those category of students. What was the suggestion to do what?
That if we get to a point, we should be able as an association to give them, I think it's basically financial or material assistance at some point. When we are well organized and know whom we are looking for, and we put these categories down and we come up with finances or material stuff that we can, give to them and say, this is a way of saying you're doing a good job, keep doing it. Like a reward.
Okay. Financial aid, like how, here in the West, they call financial aid. Or what is it? Scholarships or not
yes. So effectively, it's a scholarship or support for underprivileged or less privileged students.
And I'm just thinking in Cameroon, how would you even? It seems like everybody will fall in that category. I mean, there are people that excel at at education because they work hard, but from a hardship or financial, it's like. Probably, most people would qualify for that, right? So
yes,
we just say we'll just financial aid across the board for every. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming too. So
I think it will be very, very special circumstances, isn't it? And will be led maybe by the department. It might not be something that we give every year. It might be something that we give on a need by need basis. A typical example could be a student that was doing well through first year, second year, and then in the third year, something happens family-wise, maybe loss of a parent or someone who was basically looking after them, and they are at risk of dropping out of university, for instance. We may come in and help in that instance.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
So I think all things we can talk about as we kind of have a structure together. We can refine this into more, I don't want to say meaningful, but that's my vocabulary for now.
This discussion that we just had, is it the constitution material or not?
No, this was more like, what do you call that? That's not, it's not new business. It's just
brainstorming.
Yeah.
No, I know that is what I mean, right? Is this something that we need to include in the constitution or not?
Because we really don't know what we want to do with through it. If it gets to a point where we finalize and we need to do a little bit of an amendment to the constitution, we can do that. But at this point, we really don't know. We're just putting ideas together. So when we refine it and we have criteria and stuff like that, then we can say, you know what?
Okay.
I think it's broadly captured in the sorry, let me just finish with talking about the point that Julius just raised, if you don't mind. So I think it's broadly captured in the Constitution, in the aims and objectives of the Constitution, because part of our objective is giving back and supporting the students there. So if we want to amend, maybe the point to add would be towards the contributions, the annual contributions that we make. We could add a clause there which specifies that, those contributions could potentially be used for things like these scholarship initiatives. Okay.
Yeah, Jackson.
Yeah, somebody has a question.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to all. Sorry for being late. I'm Uncle Jackson Call, batch of, when did I even get? Batch of 2010 and 2015. Yes, so presently I'm in China for my postdoctoral and specializing in soil chemistry and environmental engineering. So I want to add something on the scholarship idea. I think it is good for us to make something like that, but it will be difficult for us if we want to, for example, like the last speaker, the second last speaker suggested that maybe we look at underprivileged and underprivileged kids, or those who face difficulties along the line of their study, maybe they are performing well first year, second year, then third year, they have some difficulties. It will be difficult for us to have a good understanding of what is actually going on, because back home, we all know that there is no concrete framework for us to actually monitor this progress of the various students. So my suggestion would be, why not set up a structure already, say, okay, this scholarship is like this. We set conditions for those who will be eligible for the scholarship. We can decide that, okay, from the first year, students who will be coming into the Department of Chemistry will apply after gaining admission. Rather than paying their fees, they can apply for the University of Boya Department of Chemistry Alumni Scholarship. If a student is successful from maybe the first year, we can say, okay, the scholarship entails that we can pay your fees for the first 3 years, which is the duration of the degree program. Within the set criteria, you can say, okay, children who have these particular grades or are from this particular part of the country. We know that some parts of the country are made up of a large number of underprivileged children. So we can define this criteria from the beginning of the scholarship, rather than us waiting that, okay, those who are already in the university, then we start looking at, I think it will be a little bit complicated for us. Rather, from the beginning, we admit students who apply following a particular criteria that we must have set up from the beginning. And then we can monitor these students when they come in. It will be easier for us to say, okay, from the beginning, we have 10 students where we'll be taking care of their fees. Then we can at least have some projects that will design along the way. By so doing, we'll be grooming these students towards a particular objective, because it will be difficult for us to want to look at, try to grade leadership of all the students in UB, because first, the general administration is not collaborative enough, even with other alumni associations. It's difficult. The politics of our country already hinders a lot of progress in this direction. So, but if we can design this framework such that the students, even though the students are applying to UB, but we are taking charge of whether their school fees, whatever decision we take that the alumni association will cover for the students, okay, we can come into agreement with the chemistry department that we'll have this project within the framework of our humanitarian project that we decide for the department, with the supervision of our senior colleagues and the lecturers who are there. These students under the scholarship scheme can be carrying out this project as part of their degree program within the department. By so doing, we'll be training the students towards a particular direction. And then within the project also, we can also see their leadership skills and other community engagement. I think it will be better for us to use one stone and then do so many things around training the students towards the kind of chemists or towards the kind of future leaders we want.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, Jackson, I think some of the ideas that you have brought forth are advanced that would need for us to have our executives first in place. And Didi, another thing to that I see is that after we've had the executives in place, we could have special sessions just dedicated to discussing these projects. You are on mute, Didi.
That is so true. Great contributions from everybody. We're just in the formative, state. So we'll get there, but these are all great ideas. And I think together we will refine it to, have those criteria and then before we start execution. Mm-hmm. So I think we've been going now for like an hour and 30 minutes. We will just have, everybody, if there are questions right now, you can ask them and then we can round up. And we've already discussed how Edwin is going to proceed with the elections and all that. And then after that, we will definitely be having meetings, things. We will have a more structured way of, maybe we agree on one meeting a month or so. So the floor is open.
I can see we've got Hannah on the call as well. We haven't heard from her. Hannah, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I think she sent greetings on the chat.
What do you mean you can't? Sorry.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Hannah.
Yes, hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Maybe
do you get me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So you were asking?
Yeah, you can introduce yourself since this is the first time you're joining the meeting. So just where you're based, when you went to UB and what you're up to at the moment. And if you don't mind, you can come on the camera as well. Thank you.
Okay, greetings to everybody.
Greetings.
Okay, I am Gohana Joel. I entered UB in 2001 with MC Samuel Ifangede. And I just had my PhD.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
I'm so happy because I can recognize some faces. Because I know when I entered, you were still around. So I can still make up some faces. Okay, for now, I was recruited in 2012 for the 25,000 recruitment, and I was based in Douala. Hello, do you get me?
Yeah, so you teach at the university in Douala.
Okay.
So you teach at the university in Douala.
Yes.
Okay, nice to have you on board.
You, Anna, and congratulations again. That's amazing. Congratulations. So I'm sure you've been following up everything we said. So is there anybody else to question round up, please? Question round up, please.
Talk about the scholarship. Hello.
Hello, yes, we can hear you. Hello, yes, we can hear you.
I was talking that we should also think about the disabled students. I was also sponsored during my first day because I was one of the because my father was a complete so my school fees was paid for the 4 years I spent for my first degree. So I think if we should think of giving students, we should also think about this underprivileged children, disabled persons. That was my suggestion.
Yeah, Hannah is breaking up. A chat saying that we should consider disabled students, and I think that is a great thing to note. So yes, definitely when we start working on this, we should consider those students that have disabilities and see how we can assist them. Just, so we'll get there and refine these things as we move along. So if there are any other questions or concerns?
Yeah, just to remark that we have great suggestions. We are all great brains. Anything
Yeah.
we focus ourselves on, we come out with amazing solutions.
That is so true. That is so true. I mean, there is so much, like somebody was saying about chemistry being the central science. It is amazing because at the end of the day, whether you're cooking in the kitchen or you're doing whatever anywhere, the chemistry is always there. Like when I think about when I'm cooking my fufu and how the binding of the fufu and the water, you know, there is a temperature that if you don't get it right, you know, when you're titrating your achu soup, when you're titrating your pepper soup, I mean, everything centers around this chemistry. So it's a beautiful thing. And I
There
know
you go.
we can just do so much. We can move mountains together. That I know I'm very confident about. So yes.
So as we wrap up, Edwin, can we count on you for a summary minutes again? You can count on me for the video. I will upload and post it. And by the way, let us all subscribe to our UB Chemistry Alumni YouTube channel, please. Everybody, you should subscribe to it.
Oh, okay. We have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was not aware. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. Let's post it on the group. What's up?
Okay.
Okay.
Anything?
Thank you all.
So thank you everybody for taking out this time. You know, I know everybody's busy. Just making this time to be here, it's much appreciated. But just know that together we're stronger and we can do a whole lot. So thank you once more, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend wherever you are. And
Thank you so much to everybody.
Thanks, BD. Thanks all.
Thank
Bye.
you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one, everybody.